I love you.
Hey there, Couch Potatoes. Faceless Leon here. Just wanted to give you a quick explanation, I suppose. We will still be continuing our Bourne playlist next Monday. We couldn't get the last episode out to you, the Jason Bourne episode, on this Monday due to scheduling conflicts. But the episode is recorded and it will be on its way. So we'll see you next time. Or I suppose this time because you're listening to the episode. Enjoy.
Ciao, folk, ladies and men. We're glad to have you here again. So please won't you come on in and sit with us here on the couch. I am the Green Traveler.
I am the Faceless Leon, and I hate it when you make me think of references and then I can't think of what the title of it is so that I can reference it.
See, that was my best televangelist impression.
Oh, okay, but it reminded me of, why can't I remember the title of it? It's that country show that was on in like the 60s and 70s, Yeehaw. So, is that
Hee-haw.
it?
Hee-haw.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that.
We watched some Hee-haw.
You watched that?
We watched some Hee-haw back in my day. Yep.
I did not watch, I don't recall ever watching it, but we watched at least 3 different documentaries about it.
Wow. I remember watching that show. Yeah, my parents watched it. I think it was probably on around the same time as Benny Hill, which was a questionable show that, I don't know if I should have watched it as a kid, but I certainly did. And, yeah.
Benny Hill, though, that was fun.
I could blame it all on the parents. I'll blame it all on you guys. Everything. All this madness is because of you.
Oh, shit. Do you remember the Biography channel?
I do. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we watched it. I think that what I'm thinking of is like they did a back-to-back of country stars, and they were like all in hee-haw or whatever.
Hee-haw. Yeah. And now, ladies and folk, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Yeah.
I don't remember if that was hee-haw or not, but oh my god, I think it was.
I think it was. I don't know. Probably not. Who knows?
And then Family Guy ran with it for like 10 years.
But you know what the Biography channel makes me think of? It makes me think, what if George Washington became king?
Oh, yeah. It makes me think of the Inside Actor Studio. And I don't think it was on that show or that channel, but that's what I think of when I think of Biography. Did you ever watch Inside Actor Studio?
No.
I can't remember the host. He was a very iconic guy, but it was always like they would just sit down actors and go through their whole lives. It was like an in-depth interview about like
that's cool.
how they came to be where they're at. And then at the end of it, they always asked him a very like a 10 questionnaire. And it was always like one of them was like, "What's your favorite curse word?" And they would always come up with their own curse words. That was always fun. And then I just remember specifically the last question. I say specifically, but I don't remember the question at all. But I remember it was irregardless of, there's that word again, irregardless. I always say irregardless. It's not a fucking word. Regardless of your beliefs, your religious beliefs, if you die and go to and you find out that it's heaven, you go to heaven and you see St. Peter, what would you like him to say to you? What would be your first words or his first words to you? Something along those lines. Okay. It's always interesting how people would answer that question, because you get people of all different religious beliefs throughout throughout all of these different interviews. And it was always fun on how they would approach that question.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. Long segue from.
What if the world were green?
It is green.
Oh, well, what if the world were blue?
Wait, it is blue too.
Okay, then what if the world were purple?
That'd be exciting. I'd like that.
That would be exciting, yeah. Purple grass? I'd be down with purple grass, man. Let me tell you.
I mean, I think we're always down with purple grass. Let's be honest. Rewind.
You know what, though? I think that the bees might actually see purple grass.
Ooh.
Yeah, they might. Bee Movie. This is an episode about Bee Movie. This is a podcast about movies and TV. It's called Green Faces on the Couch. Welcome, Couch Potatoes. I'm going to get it out of the way. If you like what you hear, you can join us at www.patreon.com/greenandfaceless and check out the wonderful tiers and merch opportunities there. Ding.
Hell yeah. Ding, ding, ding-a-ling. Heck yeah. And we're talking another TV show this beautiful day. We didn't think this episode was going to happen. I'm having a lot of technical issues on my end.
Yeah.
And
it's been a little weird, yeah.
Yeah. Enough to just like throw off all of my my whole personality, my whole stigma, my energy I had. And it tainted my energy. And I was like, oh man, I don't know if we're going to do this, but we're doing it. We're doing
it. What if we did it?
Yeah, wait, this is like months ago we watched this show.
Really?
And it's taken us all. I don't know what happened to it. Like it just kind of it just kept falling under the rug. We wanted to do. I think it was just Halloween stuff. We were doing Halloween stuff, and
I think that was the main thing. And then we were like, well, we waited this long. What we kind of want to talk about this, and like somehow we snuck over the garden wall in there, and you know. That was great. I think it was good timing for that episode. So,
yeah, I was much happier talking over a garden wall than What If. Let's be honest.
Hey, yeah, I will say up front that general thoughts. I was a little disappointed because of the high caliber of the other Marvel Disney shows.
Right.
I was expecting a little bit more.
I'm so ready to get into it, but did you have a faceless pitch beforehand, or should we just go right into it?
Take me out to the living room. Take me out to my chair. Hand me my clicker and turn on the tube. I don't care if we even eat food. I'm pretty sure that the song's different each time. Welcome to the Faceless Pitch.
I just keep hoping that you're just going to rhyme food with lube.
You're a dirty boy.
I don't...
I'm here to talk to you about Halston. That's right. Halston. The man, the brand, the fashion, the Ewan McGregor plays him. He, you know, he's a fashion icon. You probably don't know, but
I don't.
He was like super huge in late 60s through the 80s, and then he got really into coke.
As you do.
His empire kind of crumbled because of that. He also very openly gay. I said that Halston was played by Ewan McGregor. His lover, most longtime lover, Victor Hugo, was played by Gianfranco Rodriguez, and they have this pretty twisted relationship.
Victor Hugo, isn't
he? That's not his given name.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
In fact,
I was like, no way.
In fact, Victor
how old was he?
Starts out when they meet as a prostitute. And Victor Hugo, he calls him that because he's Victor Hugo. So Halston, he also was very good friends with Liza Minnelli, who was portrayed by Krista Rodriguez, who honestly, like, my God, best interpretation of Liza Minnelli ever. But I mean, I feel like Liza
That's
Minnelli...
a hard act.
Yeah, maybe. She's such a personality that maybe, honestly, she's kind of easy to imitate, but I feel like it's hard to really embody her as if you were Liza Minnelli. And I think Krista Rodriguez did a great job. Not to say that Ewan McGregor did not do a great job as Halston. I think he did. I thought the last episode felt a little off, but I think they were trying to do something with accent work because Halston was from Indiana, like us. I don't know if we've actually ever said that, but we are Hoosiers. We're transplanted Hoosiers. We came here from Area 51, as you all know, but this is where we've been bunking out. So this show I thought was really well done. You know, it's a good biopic show. It's only 5 episodes long. The cast does amazingly. We have David Pitu as his illustrator, Joe. What?
Pitu.
Pitu? I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if it's wrong.
I'm sure. No, I'm sure it's right. It's just like all I hear is Pitu. Pitu. It's a gunshot.
So he also had. So Joe is like his best friend, really, and he illustrates all his ideas and whatnot. Very integral to the plot and to any designer is their illustrator, according to this show. I learned so much about fashion, I think. Between this and American Crime Story, the Versace, or was it Versace? Well, I don't remember. The second one, not the Cuba Gooding Jr. one. I'm pretty sure it was Versace, and it was really good.
Secret review of Versace, American Crime Story.
Anyhow, he is also friends with Elsa Paridi. I know I pronounced that wrong too, but she's played by Rebecca De Jong, and everybody just does a great job, and I enjoyed it a lot, and it somehow strangely had a happy feel-good feeling at the end, which I don't know. It just didn't really seem to go with the vibe. So based on that, I say the ending's a little weird. What do you think about Halston?
I mean, it sounds interesting. It's the world I like. I love me a good viewpoint like that from in the fashion industry too, because I don't know anything about fashion. No, I've said it before on the podcast. I watch a fashion show and I immediately like, what the fuck is she wearing? And then everybody's like, oh my god, that looks so beautiful. And I'm just like, you fucking kidding me? Like that, she's wearing a goose. Like it's really weird to me. But like, I love those people in there. I love that theater atmosphere, which I feel like the fashion industry has a lot of that theater atmosphere too. It's just it sounds very interesting to me, and I don't know anything about the character, so that's always fun. I feel like a good biopic, bio show. It's interesting if they take a character not many people know and find a great entertaining story to tell. So I may swing at it. It's going to be a very long time, but I may swing at it.
Sure. I do recommend it. Yeah, go out there, check out Halston. Good LGBTQ plus story.
Yeah. I mean, especially with only 5 episodes, that makes it really nice. How long are the episodes?
They're like roughly an hour.
That's not bad.
It's 5 hours. It's basically a very long movie. And it's epic in its scope because it stretches from like 63 to he made Jackie Kennedy's famous pillbox hat.
Oh, gotcha, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he started out as a milliner. So that too is kind of cool. And then he just exploded.
Nice. I do love me some Jackie on acid. She was a very exciting figure.
Yes.
Yeah. I doubt she's in the show that much, but still.
No, not really. I mean,
I
don't even think they even got somebody to portray her. They just talked about it in the news and stuff and showed a picture.
Gotcha.
A newsreel.
And I like Ewan McGregor too, so fuck yeah, I'd definitely swing at that. Someday I'd definitely swing at it. Swing at Ewan McGregor too. Hi, Ewan.
Hi, Ewan.
Alrighty. You ready to get into the main feature? You ready to talk some what if? What if we talked about
it? What if? What if we got a soda pop first? Do you think it's too early?
Oh, you want a soda pop?
Yeah.
No, you want a soda pop? You can go ahead and get a soda pop. That's fine.
Let's get
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Are we back?
Are we?
I think maybe.
That's a good question. Hey, potatoes, let us know.
Yeah, just drop it in the comments.
What if we were back?
So, what if? Marvel's What If came out after Loki, not too long after Loki ended.
Too long.
And What If started. Loki broke the wall of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It introduced the multiverse. Oh gosh, multiverses.
This is an immediate follow-up.
It's immediate follow-up, and I'm going to say it should have came before Loki, even if it's a follow-up to the multiverse thing. And here's why. Because I'm going to say it before we go into the show, and I'm very sorry, but it's on my brain. The Infinity Stones become very important in What If. Near the end, we'll talk about it later, but it basically becomes another villain trying to get the Infinity Stones. And Loki literally was like, the Infinity Stones, those are a paperweight. We're going to introduce a way crazier villain who doesn't need that kind of shit, because that's just petty. So it makes the main villain at the very end of What If so fucking like, I don't care. We've seen the Infinity Stones, and we've seen that they're no longer powerful or important, so I don't fucking care.
Is going to fuck everything up.
Yeah, I know, but we'll get into it. All right. What if?
What if?
9 episodes, 9 like 20 minutes to 30-minute episodes of what if scenarios. You know, they're all canon episodes. They all take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they all happen on their own different multiverses and their own different universes or whatever. But
exactly,
it's basically just what if a specific scenario that we are already familiar with was changed slightly. So the very first episode, let me see if I got the title here. What if Captain Carter were the first Avenger? So instead of Steve Rogers, you have what was her name? Peggy
Carter. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And there's so many different characters and stuff that, like, I want to give all these actors their shout-outs, but there's just too many of them. We're not going to be able to do it. A lot of them were from their previous... Yeah, not all of them, but most of the characters were voiced by the previous actors.
Namely, Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man. They were not the actors who we were familiar with, though they did pretty good impersonations, I'd say.
Yeah, and the same with Spider-Man. I know that caused a lot of
you're right. He was not.
Controversy. But one actor to throw out there that was the actual voice actor is Chadwick Boseman. Like that really shocked me. I didn't know they had these audio recordings before his sad passing. So that was amazing to hear him again.
It was pretty awesome to hear him again. He obviously plays T'Challa in a couple different forms.
And the show overall was created and written by A.C. Bradley. She's going to write the upcoming Miss Marvel movie, so that's cool. You know, we'll get to see more of her. And like, I like the writing. The concepts are great. Right. There's a lot of good ideas.
Good. So since you mentioned what if Captain Carter was the first Avenger, I was really excited about that one. Not because I had watched Captain Carter, but because Wonder Woman proved that having an awesome warrior woman in a World War setting is awesome. It is a great thing that we need more of. You know, historical accuracy or not, it's just awesome. And it's also just a powerful image. And I don't think that they didn't make powerful images with this episode, but man, it felt like it fell flat. I don't feel like it did not feel like they were reaching for it. They just did the same story as if it were Captain Carter. And you know, I did like what they did with Steve Rogers and the Hydra Smasher, but it just kind of felt like, oh, look, and this interpretation of Iron Man is going to tag along. But it was still the same exact story.
I actually didn't like Steve Rogers as the Hydra Smasher because it's you have this episode where it's like, we're going to empower a female character to be Captain America. Or, well, Captain United Kingdom, whatever she was.
I think she was just Captain Carter.
Okay, Captain Carter. Because she was for England. She had her shield has the English flag on it, which was awesome. But I didn't like them because the whole what if it wasn't Steve? What if he wasn't the Avenger? And yet they seem like they still had to throw him in there. It's like, well, okay, even though we're going to give Captain Carter superpowers, we're still going to give Steve some Iron Giant kind of metal. You know, it's like, here we go. I said Iron Giant. I meant Iron Man. But it's the same thing.
but what it did, honestly, almost design-wise completely the same. It did look like Stripes from Stargirl. Remember me talking about that? Like,
I do. Yeah.
Pat Dugan, played by Luke Wilson, sits in a robot just like the Hydra Smasher.
Jesus.
I mean, even the hydraulics look the same on the thing. I swear to God. Like they ripped it off.
That's terrible. I just kind of wish that Steve had just died. Like, I wish that in this version,
well, he does.
He had died, and it was just. I met him initially before he becomes Hydra. Sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just wish Hydra Smasher had never happened. It should have just been Peggy. They should have just focused on a new, completely different story. It could still be Red Skull. Is that his name?
Red Skull.
Gosh, I'm struggling to remember the Captain America movie. Like, that's
the reddest racist.
Jesus. Skull. We'll call him Skull. So sorry, Mr. Skull. But like, they could still do a similar story, but it really did just feel like a 30-minute retelling, and hey, look, Steve Rogers is still the hero. Yeah, it felt flat. It was a very weak start.
I felt the same way, and I was not really excited for episode 2 because I expected it to be the same thing. I thought it was just going to be the same stories, just slightly different. But I was genuinely surprised. Honestly, can you remind us what the second episode was?
Yeah, second episode is what if T'Challa became a Star-Lord? And it was my favorite episode of the whole series. That was a great
fucking episode.
Oh, yeah. So beautiful. Because, so here's the thing. If you know me, we haven't talked the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet. We haven't done that kind of a long that playlist. We've done a long playlist, but not that playlist. But when we get to Guardians of the Galaxy, you're going to find out that I really fucking hate Peter Quill. I think he's just, like, no offense to Chris Pratt, and I think he is really well acted. Right. I think I hate the character.
Right.
Because all he does is fuck everything up. All the fucking time. And so, in Infinity War, if he hadn't interfered, they would have been able to stop Thanos, pull the glove off of him, kept the snap from happening, but he got fucking mad, he got petty, he got selfish, he jumped in, interfered, and the snap fucking happened.
Tragic flaw.
Exactly. And with episode 2, what if T'Challa became a Star-Lord instead of Peter Quill? Thanos is a good guy with a weird fetish about wanting to cause genocide.
So T'Challa just talked him down.
T'Challa just talked him down. He was just chill. Like, if Peter Quill was never a hero, we wouldn't have even had to worry about Thanos.
But isn't that genocide? No, it's not genocide because it's random.
He has to explain it. Like, no.
I just like that it's so also bad. Josh Brolin that he came back to do it.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's good, and Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, beautiful to hear him again. He does a great job as a T'Challa that's not weighed down by the weight of his kingdom. You know, he's a Star-Lord. He's just, he's doing what Peter Quill was doing in Guardians of the Galaxy. So he just gets to relax. He gets to be just himself.
He doesn't,
and it's a beautiful look at this character.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be this princely figure or this king. Rather, that's just where he starts out in in this verse. Well, our verse, rather. But
right.
I would like to say, I don't know if we want to talk about every single episode, but they did do zombies, Marvel zombies, in the next episode.
Well, in the fifth, it was a little ways down.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. The next one was okay. That one.
I think the next two were okay.
That's right. Yeah, the next two. You're exactly right. I liked the Doctor Strange one a little bit better than the one where the entire Avengers gets assassinated.
I just didn't want people to be like, hey, spoilers. No, it's the fucking title. We're not spoiling shit.
The title is, What If the World Lost Its Mightiest Heroes? That's literally it. Right? And
exactly.
They were just okay. I didn't like the ending,
it was fine.
I guess, of that one. But I thought the ending of the Doctor Strange one was pretty good.
It was just depressing.
It was very depressing. It was very depressing. And then zombies, I mean, it was fun to watch, I guess. Right?
It was a very interesting take. I always like that idea of like, what if you have an established universe, now pour in some zombies. I like that.
Yeah, I do. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it was fun to see what that would look like in the Marvel world. But, God, it just coming right after that Strange episode, the Doctor Strange episode.
Right.
I was so uber depressed. It was so hard to return to this show because the zombies episode and the Doctor Strange episode, I'm like, man, do you want me to be happy at all? Like, is there any happy what if universe? Like, my goodness. It was so sad. And like, I do like the zombies episode. I think it had some really cool moments. But it's I think it's the one where you first start to realize, oh, they're definitely doing a season 2. Like, it doesn't have an ending.
That's the zombie one definitely did not have an ending. You're right. And I'd be down for a season 2. I think the concept alone is great. I just thought that...
Oh, it's been renewed.
Good, because I enjoyed it enough that I'd like to watch more. But I also am a huge Twilight Zone fan, and I like Black Mirrors. I haven't kept up on it, but I do like Black Mirrors. I love anthology shows. They're good. That's all there is to say about it, really. But the next one, I don't know if it ties with the T'Challa became a Star-Lord, but what if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? That's where it kind of turned back around for me. I thought that was
my second favorite episode.
Michael B. Jordan does play Killmonger, and he becomes Tony Stark's best friend, but only just to make the greatest power play in the world. And, you could say that's a spoiler, but it's fucking Killmonger, so it's
fucking great. I love Killmonger.
Yeah.
Like, I was not much into the Marvel world until the Marvel Cinematic Universe started. When I was young, it was definitely DC Comics. Sam Raimi films happened. I was like, all right, DC Comics plus Spider-Man, I can deal with that. And then, the Marvel Cinematic Universe happened. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I should dip my toes more into this universe because I don't know practically anything about it. And before Black Panther movie, I would have said that my favorite Marvel villain was probably like Doc Ock or something. Something that I know.
I mean,
in Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I loved Alfred Molina as Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2.
For sure.
And like, I know that's not a very loyal Doc Ock interpretation, but it was fucking great.
It was I like the interpretation.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. But then Black Panther happened. I was like, oh, I really liked Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. I wonder if he holds up in the comics too. And I bought and read all of Christopher Priest's run of Black Panther, which prominently features Eric Killmonger. Love him. Instantly, like my favorite Marvel villain.
Well, I would love to read that.
Yeah, definitely. And that was one of my second favorite episode because I love me some Killmonger and Michael B. Jordan coming back in that voice.
Yeah.
The shit the plans he has, like how
it's good.
Terrifying he can be.
Plan.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's the thing, like that's what I wanted. I wanted these characters so mixed, turned around that the stories that you're telling me are completely new. This was a completely new story where the first one was just a carbon copy. So I'm happy that they didn't go that route for all of them. I'm so happy.
Same. I totally agree with you there. The next episode, there's only like 2 more episodes or 3 more episodes after that.
Might as well, yeah.
And you have Party Thor. Party Thor's a lot of fun. I don't remember what it's actually called. It's like what if Loki's.
It was what if Thor were an only child.
That's it. And yeah, I just call it Party Thor because that's all it is it's just Thor who destroys worlds by going around and partying so fucking hard that the world just dies. It collapses.
When I watched it, I didn't like it, but thinking back on it, I think I loved it.
It's what the show needed because it's like it was so uber depressing in the middle, and then you had the Killmonger episode, and it's like, all right, I'm getting back into this, and then this episode happens, and it's like, oh, thank God they did have a funny episode.
Right, I feel like it should have been in the middle though.
Yeah, whoever put this season together, like they needed to restructure a lot of these episodes, I think, to make it hit home a little better. Like Captain Carter should have been shoved somewhere in the middle. Just kind of dump that one under the rug. Put your best in the front. Put your best at the end, and then have a comedic relief in the middle. Like it should have been restructured, definitely.
Right.
But I was just happy that there was one funny episode, and I was happy that it was just centered around Thor having a damn good time. I thought that was fun.
That was fun.
I don't think it was a great episode.
No.
It makes I think top 4. But
but that's honestly because like the ones that are just okay, they're just okay. And then I'm sorry, the Captain Carter one just wasn't very good in my opinion. And that's because they weren't brave enough with it. So
I agree with you.
I think before we talk about the next 2 episodes, because we talked about the rest of them, we might as well. I think it is time to introduce our guide into the multiverse.
Yes.
The Watcher.
Thank you.
Uatu.
Not Stanley.
Not Stanley, but, I know that's like what we wanted the whole time going on, but what were they going to do? It could have been. That if he would have made it, if he would have been maybe 5 or 10 years younger, that would have been really cool. But I think Jeffrey Wright was the right choice.
I like what you did there. I agree with you. I think his voice is just fabulous as this character. He does a great job.
It's awesome. And they did a really good job of modeling the character off of him because, all these other characters are modeled after real people because they were played by real people. So I think they did a very good job of modeling it, making it look like Uatu and Jeffrey Wright at the same time. They did a great job.
Right. I'm very interested in how they're going to do that live action. How it's going to look. So, maybe it's already happened with Eternals. I don't know. I haven't seen Eternals yet. But
I really want to see that just because it's so different.
I've been pushing off reviews like as hard as I fucking can. Like I don't want to see people's opinions of it. I haven't been seeing, the brief things I've seen haven't looked good.
Right.
But a guy I work with thought it was really great. So who knows? Hopefully it's great. I want Chloe Zhao to keep having great movies. So
yeah, me too. I mean,
Nomadland.
Nomadland. Damn,
it's fucking crazy. But let's finish this. Let's Mortal Kombat.
Should we put up like a wall maybe, or should we decide after we're talking to do that?
I'll just let's try to keep it as low key as possible. Low key.
The low key.
I don't remember what the title is, but I think it's "What If Ultron Won."
That is correct.
Is episode 9 or 8? Episode 8.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's just that idea. What if Ultron just kept going? If he beat the Avengers and just kept on. And this is where at the beginning I talked about the Infinity Stones. He's the one who's going after the Infinity Stones, and he gets them.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's terrifying. I'm not going to deny that, Ultron with the Infinity Stones is just as equal of a threat as, Thanos with the Infinity Stones. I mean, I would say it's actually a bigger threat. Thanos had to just, half of the universe. Ultron doesn't have an endpoint. He wants to just keep going.
He also builds a technology around him so that it doesn't even affect his synthetic body. Like the power of using the stones nearly killed Thanos, and he's super fucking strong.
Yeah, I agree. It just feels like what DBZ always did. You know, it's like, all right, we need the next villain. How about same concept, just stronger?
Get the Dragon Balls. It'll all be okay.
Exactly. When we got here, and that became the big thing. You know, the Watcher's been watching everything, and then, Ultron just noticed the Watcher. And now the Watcher's like, oh shit, I have to protect myself because now this guy is aware that we exist and that there's a multiverse.
Right.
And that's when this whole show starts to come together, when everything starts to circle back for the finale. And it just left me wondering why these people. The Watcher assembles a team, the Avengers of the Multiverse or whatever they're called.
Right.
And it's all these characters that we've built in the last few episodes from 1 on. And why this team? Like what made them the one? I don't get it.
The one I don't... The real part I don't understand is the T'Challa and Killmonger in the same room on the same team. That's the one I don't understand.
Like, why?
But I would say they have a specific set of skills. I don't know. You're right. I have nothing to say against it. Except for, like, Dark Doctor Strange. I don't understand really why they went with these choices. Like, Party Boy Thor? Like, you could pick the Frog Thor and be probably better off.
Release Frog Thor.
And that would have been a great episode too.
Yeah. It really would have. I don't get I feel like it has to be like, it's such a stupid decision he won't expect it coming kind of thing.
Maybe.
Like, he ran through all of the choices, and he's like, that is the worst possible choice they can come up with. Easily not going to be the one they're going to do. And then they threw it at him. He's like, what the fuck? Okay, maybe that's a good excuse. I don't know. It ended weird for me. I did not care for the last 2 episodes. They were interesting, but it was just like, this is what it's all been building up to. I was kind of hoping you just do 2 more unconnected episodes that were just what ifs. You know?
Sure. Like, just kept it an anthology. Maybe it would have been stronger if they would have just kept it an anthology. But I don't know. I kind of like the making the Watcher, like, have to get involved, because that's always been Uatu's plot, is that he's he's sworn an oath just to watch from his base on the moon. And and then he all of a sudden decides there is no other way but to get involved. Yeah.
I feel like it would have more weight if they had gone all of this phase, all of this new saga that they're doing, until like the very end when they're facing, who knows, King the Conqueror or whoever.
Right.
And it's this entry's like biggest bad, and he's like, I have to get involved. It would have had so much more weight then. Right. But like doing it up front, like, as you said, it's his only plot line. Of course I was expecting it.
Yeah,
like, exactly. That's all they do with him.
Or even if they would have waited for, like, the 3rd season of this to do that.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, we're expecting that. But if you would have just kept this particular season completely anthological, it would have been good. I think I don't know. I still enjoyed the story, though. I liked the episodes. I liked Michael Spader as Ultron. Was it Michael Spader? It sounded like him. He did it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
No. It was Ross Marquand. Thank you for doing it. I thought you were Michael Spader.
Yeah. He still did a good job. Well, I don't know. I think that is really what if. Like,
what if we did close?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if I were to close on it, I like a high concept animation show. Like, that really excites me. I hate shitting on it because I'm very appreciative, and I thought the animation was beautiful, but like, it wasn't good animation in my opinion.
Right.
It was very subpar. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen any of the recreations of, like, a Lost Doctor Who episode. They're very subpar, very cheap animations, and I was getting that vibe from this, where I was just like, you're Disney, you couldn't have swung for something a little closer to Studio Ghibli, or, like, you know, something beautiful.
I wasn't that huge of a fan of the style either. I will say that. And I know somebody put some hard work into this, so...
Right.
Like it...
And that's why...
I wouldn't say that it's bad animation. It just did not suit my fancy. It felt a little blocky.
Yeah, it is good animation. I feel like, because again, like as I said, I hate shitting on animation because I can't do that, and I'm just like I'm always super awed by animation, and I feel like this animation style would work on like a Cartoon Network show or like, you know, something a little like lower key. But just a high-budget Marvel Disney show, I expect something, you know, a little more flashy.
100% agree.
Yeah, and the concepts were good. I give it 2.5 stars. It was entertaining enough. I feel like it should have come before Loki, and I feel like the episode structure should definitely have been rearranged.
Yeah,
but it's all right. I'll come back for a season 2, of course, but it falls just before Falcon and Winter Soldier and far after WandaVision right now. Right. If that makes sense.
I'm with you on that ranking. I think we have the same ranking for the shows. Well, I don't know. Actually, Loki was... I don't know if I like WandaVision or Loki more. The concept in WandaVision I just adore.
I do too.
Well, okay, but this show, I'd give it a face. I think, you know, they're characters that I love. They're doing interesting things. I was really hoping that it would be a 1.5 show for me. So I am a little disappointed in it. And I think that's what I'll have to say about it. But I will come back for more episodes because Anthology kind of gets me like that.
Another thing that's disappointing is, you know, two easy what if ideas that could have easily introduced characters into the main Marvel Cinematic Universe. What if Fantastic Four? What if X-Men?
Right.
Like, those were easy introductions.
Was an opportunity for that. But, you know, maybe those plans were in the works when they were already producing this, because it does take a long time to do animation.
Yeah. This is I think this was like started back in like 2018 or whatever.
I believe it. I mean, you know, Chadwick Boseman's involvement says that by itself.
Right. It's so sad. I was just so surprised and so happy to hear his voice again.
For sure.
I think that's the show.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think we've talked it. And I am the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leon. Safe travels and good night. Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. If you like the show, please show your support by rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. Like, follow, subscribe, wherever you might listen. We also now have a Patreon account. If you feel so inclined to support us in a financial manner, please become a patron by visiting patreon.com/greenandfaceless. You can also find more information about us on our Facebook account or on the FictionWorks 19 Instagram account. Thank you so much for listening.